Hi guys, I'm the 1 and 1.3, welcome to the family. In this video, actually first of all I'd like to apologise for those of you who watch my channel. I haven't been doing any videos for a while because I've been getting my house done. The house is looking absolutely amazing. It was long coming, it's been a while, and I'm just so happy. I've got like all my carpet taken up, I've got floorboards put in, the whole house is painted a light grey, so basically the aesthetic is grey and white. So my daughter's getting me into aesthetics, so yeah, I really like it, it looks really good. Alright, so in this video, I thought I would talk to you, if you're like a new home educator, maybe you've been home educating for a while, I thought I'd talk to you about 10 ways that you can make money as a home educator. Kids are in the background, so if you hear any noise, because the kids are doing their work at the same time. Yeah, so basically when you're home educating your children, it's a sacrifice. You obviously, before I started home educating my children, I used to work in a school. I was on £33,000 a year. As a primary school teacher, I was doing quite well with my position, but I felt as though I was called to homeschool my children. And I took the children out of school back in 2000 and, when was it again? 13. Yeah, I took the children out of school in 2013 and I began homeschooling them. Now I remember, obviously, when you're working for somebody else, you get that regular salary. You know, so money was coming through, like once a month I'm getting paid my salary. I get paid in the holidays. As you know, teachers have holidays, we have half terms, we have summer terms, we don't have inset days, because obviously when you're off during inset days, teachers are still working. But having that regular income, it gives you a peace of mind, and it's nice. Obviously you're working for somebody else, so you know how much money you're going to get, you know how much tax is going to be taken off, you know how much national insurance is going to be taken off. But when you start working for yourself, it all changes. So I remember the day that I gave up my notice, it was in May 2013, and I left the position in July. And then I remember thinking, okay, I've done it now, but what am I going to do next? Obviously for me, I hadn't bought my council house at that time, so I didn't have to worry about like a mortgage. I knew that I could go into housing benefit if I needed to get like a bit of pay, to help with the house and things like that. So I had that kind of security in my mind of knowing that I could do this and still get help with my rent. Whereas if you have a mortgage, it's a bit different. There's different rules that apply for that. I've got another video coming up about that, because obviously my dream has always been to buy my council house, and I'm hoping to buy within the next 3 years. But anyway, back on track. So I remember I started thinking when I left the profession of, when I left teaching in a school, I started thinking, okay, what can I do? Like, what sort of job can I do? I remember saying to my family, like, I was thinking about doing cleaning jobs. I literally thought about going to Asda's, like, working late night, just like doing cleaning positions. I knew I was good at cleaning. Obviously, as a mum of 3, I'm cleaning all the time. I just didn't think that I'll be teaching. It's really weird, but I thought, okay, because I had left position, I knew that I'd be homeschooling for a long time. Malaya Sky was 6 at the time, Tiago was 7 at the time, and Enriquez was 10 at the time. So I knew that obviously if I was going to homeschool, I was going to be putting everything into it, and my plan was to homeschool the whole way through. Obviously, now we're in 2021, my daughter's now 14, Tiago's now 15, and Enriquez obviously not homeschooled anymore, and he's 18 years old, but I still will be homeschooling until Malaya Sky goes off to 6th form, and Tiago, we're not too sure if he's going to go straight from homeschool to uni yet, so he's still working out what he wants to do. So I've still got quite a few years left of home educating the children, but the home education style has changed now because the kids have got older. I'm not, having to facilitate their learning. Well, I'm still facilitating their learning, but I'm not kind of like making things for them like I did when they were younger. So I started thinking of different ways, different opportunities of jobs I could do. I thought about getting some driving jobs and things like this. And then what happened was, my students within my school, they kept, I still was in touch with quite a lot of the parents, because I had this class for 2 years. Another story I want to tell you about my class, of why I taught my class for 2 years. So I had a class from reception, and I taught them again in year 1 after negotiating with the boss, the head teacher, about taking the children up for another year. So anyway, because of that, I built up quite a good relationship with many parents. A lot of parents were saying to me, the children miss me, and is there any way that I can teach them on a private one-to-one basis? And I'm thinking, what do I do? So then one of them asked me, do I do tuition? And I hadn't really thought about tuition, but I just said to them, yeah, I do. I do tuition. And he goes, okay, how much you charge? I was like, I don't know. So I just gave a random figure about how much I charge. And that was it. He said, okay, he'd like to bring the daughter over to the house. I could just basically tutor her. So I was like, okay, so that was fine. So then that happened, the Saturday came, they brought the child over, and I tutored her for the hour. I did the assessment on her. I already knew the student already, so I was able to figure out what she needed in terms of her learning, and that was it. I got my first £20. I charged £20 an hour back in the day. I remember getting my first £20 in cash and thinking wow, it just felt so different from getting that paycheck, even though it was a lot more that I'd get in my paycheck, to getting that £20 that I had earned myself as a private business owner. And then from there, they told their friends about it, and the other children came along and started working on a one-to-one basis. as the business progressed, I started to realise that, it's easy for me to work with students or with children. I don't necessarily have to work with them as a one-to-one. I can work with them as a 1-to-4, and then that's when 1.4 was established. I thought one teacher to 4 students is very easy. I already had been one teacher to 30 students. So there you have it. So tuition is number one. One of the jobs that you can do as a home educator would be to tutor other people's children. You don't have to be qualified to work as a tutor, but you have to be gifted in that area, or have to have knowledge. You have to have the knowledge to be able to pass that knowledge on to other people's children. So if you're a home educating parent, you're teaching your children all the time. If you find that you're really good in a particular area like maths or English, then I would definitely suggest becoming a tutor to tutor other people's children. I've had times where I'm taught children alongside my children in terms of homeschooling them. I had a little girl that used to come down, she's travelled quite far, and I used to teach her English, and the mum was happy for me to teach her English. I find many people want English tuition because of the language barrier, like a language barrier within the country. There's many people and families here from different countries that may be really good at teaching maths, because the language of maths is quite similar no matter which country you're from. And then you have English, which is obviously a little bit different. So maths and English is well needed at the moment within education, especially after lockdown. There's lots of educational recovery programs coming up, so you could basically tutor. If you need some help with tuition or how to set up tuition, then you're welcome to message me at info@1.4teacher.co.uk. So that'll be number one. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I speak quite fast. Is that why?
No.
Why are you laughing at?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you were laughing at me. Another thing to do to get some money if you're home educating is to sort out your house. I can't stress it enough. Make sure that your house is sorted out when you're beginning to homeschool your kids, or even as you're partway through homeschooling your kids. And maybe go on a minimalist journey where you kind of, get rid of stuff. So I would say, it's not like a job per se, but it's a way of making money. So I would say, sort out your house, do a car boot sale, figure out what things you need, what things you don't need. You can donate some things, you could sell some things and throw some things away. But the things that you're going to be selling, you can do a car boot sale, you can list them on eBay, you could list them on places like Facebook Marketplace. You've got an app, a website called Gumtree. List those things and sell them, and you can get a bit of money from doing that. And also it helps your children to learn about money, to learn about second-hand goods, somebody else's junk is somebody else's treasure. I literally just got my daughter's bed. Somebody was giving away a brand new bed for free, so I got her bed. It was free. I'm not ashamed to say that. I like to have second-hand stuff. I like to be very frugal. You learn to be more frugal when you're homeschooling too, because obviously, especially if you're on one income. So I would say, by the way, this list is not in any particular order, but I would say selling your things that you no longer need is a really good way of making money. There's a lot of people out there who would want to buy some of the stuff that you have already. Sorry. All right, so next one, YouTube. YouTube is a way of making money, but it can be a long haul. In terms of getting monetized, you have to have over 1,000 subscribers and you have to have over 4,000 watch hours before you can enter the partnership and get your channel monetized. But YouTube is a very good way of making money. I've seen so many fabulous channels out there where there's mothers and fathers even, and homeschoolers making money, just sharing their knowledge about things. That's my aim. My aim is that, one day to get monetized. When I first started this channel in 2014, the aim was just to share our homeschooling journey. But now it's I've got a lot to say, and I feel like I can help a lot of people. So yeah, I want to get monetized as well one day. But I've got other things to do. But yeah, so YouTube is another good way of making money. If you have the audience there, you have the you have many people following you, many people looking at your journey, and you have that business acumen, I guess, to know how to monetize your channel. And that's a good way of making money as well. Virtual assistants, that's quite a big one at the moment. There's many people who are becoming virtual assistants as many more businesses have now moved online. All right, so virtual assistants, what they do, they help people with personal tasks, content creation. They can help you create content for your blog or your channel or your website. They can help manage your finances. So if you are quite good at working on social media platforms or working with technology, helping other people, getting their vision and doing what it is that they need, then virtual assistant is also a very good job to do. Another one for working online would be a graphic designer. Now again, if you're quite creative and you know how to, create things people want you to create, like thumbnails, or making ebook covers, or web design, things like that, become a graphic designer and you can make big bucks. I mean, graphic designers, I give them so much respect. Hands up to you. Graphic designers out there, shout out to my sister Naomi, who does all my thumbnails. She does my sister's thumbnails and my other sister's thumbnails. She helped make my websites. Amazing. So yeah, if you have those design skills, you're very good at Photoshop, you're very good at like just working on the computer again, and you're also able to like, you know, create images with a blank piece of paper. Let's say that someone gave you a blank piece of paper and they told you what idea they wanted. If you can think of many ideas and you're good at all of that, then definitely graphic designer, it's fantastic. You can make a lot of money from being a graphic designer as well, and I'll suggest that as a way of making money at home. If you're quite creative and you're good at making things with your hands, you can open up an Etsy shop. Etsy is fantastic, and I've got a few products on Etsy that I make. I do like a few digital PDF type files, but my daughter has been absolutely amazing with her shop. She's got a shop called everythingbindings.co.uk, and she is selling products so often. If I get a chance, I'll go next door and just like take a picture of some of the products that she makes. But definitely, if you're good with your hands, you're good at making things. It could be like portraits, it could be drawing. There's so much designs out there that you can do on Etsy, but Etsy is a wonderful place to start selling your things. Another way of making money would be childminding. You can become a childminder. You can childmind other people's children alongside homeschooling your children as well. As long as the children are safe and they're supervised and they're well looked after, that can be something that you do as well. And remember that with homeschooling as well, like your homeschooling is a lifestyle. So maybe you want to focus more on the children that you mind during the day, and then do a bit more like academic homeschooling in the afternoons with your own children. But childminding is a way that you can definitely make money at home. You don't have to childmind. You don't have to childmind all the time. You could do school drop-offs and school pickups for families, and homeschool midday with your children. So that's another way of making money. I think the going rate in London is quite good as well if you live in London. So that's another way of making money. I know there's online surveys. I haven't actually done any online surveys before, but you do hear people talk about online surveys that you can do. Some people pay between £5 to £25 per survey they can make money for. And even if it's like small amounts of money, obviously there's high end money to be made at home. There's also low end money as well. Like if you just need a little bit of money for the week to do something for your children, online surveys could be a way of making money as well. But I don't think I don't know. I don't know if it'll be something that's sustainable over long term, but it's still something there that you could do. There's another one actually called transcribing, where you can transcribe other people's videos on YouTube and from online, and there's quite a lot of money to be had with that one as well, because many YouTubers need transcribed copies of their work. So yeah, transcription will be a way of making money as well. Gaming. You can play online games and get paid to play games as well. Do you know much about that?
Yeah, I could have won a lot of money, but you always stopped me.
Gaming tournaments you could do to play gaming tournaments and get money to play. There's a lot of money to be had in that as well. Then maybe your teens or your children could do some of that as well and get some money for some of their things too. And going back to the teaching one that I spoke about before, teaching children maths and English, you can also teach music. So if you're quite musically talented, you can also teach music online as well as a way of making money. So there you have it. There's a few things that you can do to make money at home as a home educator. These are ways that you can stay with your children during the day and also make money rather than having to send them off to a school so that you can go to work. It's very possible. Homeschooling is very possible. No excuses. Like if you want to homeschool, just homeschool full stop. Okay, so I'll see you again for another video. Bye. That was such a long